All right, if you've been with me for any length of time, you know what my channel is all about. We are about justice. We are about truth. We are about doing the right thing. And if you are not willing to do the right thing, if you are willing to harm others and steal from them, then it's right, it's just for you to be removed from society. My question is, how many people are sitting in jail right now who haven't harmed anybody, haven't threatened anybody, haven't stolen anybody's stuff, haven't damaged property and not paid for it? How many people are sitting in jail right now for what they call victimless, and I'm just going to put it in quotes, crimes? Have you really committed a crime if you haven't left a victim? And if it's true that you can have a crime without creating a victim, then can you prove that? The burden of proof is on somebody who brings that assertion to the table. Now, who you see on the screen right here, that's Craig Hendry from the channel called Hendry. And Craig is one of those many, many people that's sitting in a cage right now, having harmed no one, having stolen nothing. He's there, and it looks like there's some malicious prosecution involved. He's going to explain that, but he's been found guilty of stalking and harassment by simply publishing footage of government workers. People who claim to be protecting and serving, people who claim to be for transparency, have seen fit to run Craig Hendry through the injustice system and pin him with these charges, and he's been in a cage in Indiana since late October. And there's no telling when he's going to get out. So as we watch this video, as we listen to what Craig says here, I just want you to just take a moment and put yourself in this man's shoes. And then ask yourself, how can we help this guy? But listen to this. Think about being in jail, having wronged no one, and having tried to reveal to everybody what certain public servants are doing in certain areas where if you didn't have that footage, you'd be unaware of the criminality that was potentially taking place. Listen to this.
This is Craig Hendry reporting from the Vermilion County Jail in Indiana, where I am being held as a political prisoner by the government. I have been maliciously prosecuted and found guilty of stalking and harassment. They say that me publishing footage of government servants along with the office numbers for those servants is stalking and harassing. My sentencing is happening on December 17th. By the time this gets to YouTube, that will be tomorrow. The only evidence that they used at trial against me, other than my footage that I published to YouTube, was recordings of phone calls made by people I have never met. They never claimed that I hurt anybody, threatened anybody, or that I made any threatening gestures towards anybody.
Now, let that sink in. There's no claim of there being any victim anywhere on planet Earth. None. And yet, they've chosen to remove this guy who has a family. He has a girlfriend and a child, and he needs to be about the business of providing for their needs. But the injustice system has seen fit to remove him from society and put him, and we'll do it to you if we all don't stand up together, put him in a cage for having committed no legitimate crime.
Yet they want me to do time in jail for posting a video online along with a phone number. This is clearly the reason, as they and every witness they called against me stated that all I did was publish footage plus public phone numbers. I am not saying this to whine or cry about what they have done to me. This is the result one can expect in modern-day America, sadly. I am getting this statement out to you to warn you that the wolves are guarding the henhouse. The people we employed under the pretense that they would defend our life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness are assaulting all of the above. The reason I began exercising my freedom and publishing my experiences to YouTube was precisely because I wanted to show people that the government is inherently the biggest threat to liberty.
And that is true. And I just want to read this Robert Higgs quote here on the screen. And you tell me if you agree with it or disagree. The state is the most destructive institution human beings have ever devised. A fire that at best can be controlled for only a short time before it overleaps its improvised confinements and spreads its flames far and wide. Do you agree with that? If you disagree with it, I want to know what the point of disagreement is.
Every action the government actors have taken against me in this instance proves my point beyond a reasonable doubt. I am facing a maximum confinement period in jail of up to 2.5 years on account of exercising my supposed freedom. I expect that the government will keep me in confinement for the entirety of that time, as I am seen as the worst kind of problem in society. Indeed, I do not hurt people, threaten people, or destroy people's property. Compared to me, the people who do such things are a blessing for the government, as the government uses those people as proof that their existence, that is, the government's existence, is justified. In contrast, people like myself show why the government is indisputably a problem and threat to everybody's liberty. This is why they will hold me in captivity for as long as their laws will allow them.
And let me just clarify and define something here. When people say government, I think they just throw that term around. Government in practice, in essence, literally means when it's actually fleshed out and lived out and somebody believes they're a part of that government entity, they believe they have the right to rule everybody else, tell them what they can or can't do. And if those people who they're telling something to do, they're giving the edict toward, they believe those people have an obligation to submit to that rulership, to submit to and comply with those commands. And if those people who are obliged to obey the government rulers disobey, then the government rulers actually believe they have the divine right of kings to punish said people who disobey their commands. That's what government is. If you want to break it down in the Latin, it's governo in mentis, to control the mind or mind control. The government and government agents are a controlling force, and they are controlling you against your will and without your consent through laws. Laws serve two purposes. Number one, to take away your freedoms, because the more laws that we have, the less freedoms we have. And number two, to reach into your pockets and steal the product of your time and laboring energies. Those are the two purposes that laws serve, and most laws are wicked, cruel, and utterly immoral. So if you have law enforcers, you have cruelty enforcers. You have evil enforcers. If they are law enforcers and they swear to uphold the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestics, and the laws of the state, they're promising to exact tyranny against you as a matter of course, as a matter of their profession.
And perhaps past that. My only hope to get out of captivity is an appeal to a higher government court. These can be very costly and lengthy, and I will need all the help I can get with this process. If you love liberty and wish to help me in my fight against the Goliath that is the government for mine, please contribute to one of the donation links in the description or pinned comment. I'd like to express...
And I will have that donation link. Here's his PayPal link right here, but you can look for it in the description or my video as well. We're going to try to get Henry all the support that we can possibly give him.
That I'm leaving behind a 6-year-old and my son and a 7-month-old and my daughter. Not to mention their mother, who has contributed a short video which you are about to see. As much as I am sure I've done nothing to regret, I love and miss my family and want to return to them more than I can express. Thank you for your support. Look for an update on the 17th of this month.
And that's the most outrageous thing, that a man is separated from his family. It's not just that people are in a cage. That is bad enough. That's infinitely bad. But to add on top of that, that evil layer cake, if you will, and put, the devil's dressing all over it, is the fact that that man and many people are separated from their families. And what usually happens with those families? Nothing good. So the government is completely wrecking individual lives and the lives of family members. I just want to say, yeah, they do need help. I will put the PayPal link down there. I may do a separate video where he has another message from his jail cell in Indiana, but there's a Cash App, there's a PayPal, and there's a GoFundMe. So I'm going to make sure that I put all these links down first thing in the description. I'll also put them in the pinned comment, and we definitely need to raise more money. Right now we have 5,301 raised out of a 4,000 goal. He's going to need way more than this right here, guys. And I'll also put the link to Lackluster's video where he succinctly covers what exactly is going on, what criminal activity befell Craig Henry by Hendry by government forces. And so you can get the full story of what's actually going on. We definitely need to help this guy. And that's what people in this community do. They rally together. You know, if you don't have $1, $2, $3, you know, just support by sharing this video or sharing Lackluster's video or whoever did a video or report on Hendry or whoever's been in jail. There was a lot of people who came out and helped Chile, and other people who've been locked up for no freaking reason at all, for creating absolutely no victims. We see how unjust the injustice system is, and we've got to support each other in these times of need. I really appreciate you sticking around to the end of this video. Check out the links in the description below, and let's get out there and help Hendry. I'll see you in the next video.